In this video I would love to talk with you about impact. And why is impact so important? And maybe the first question, what is it? And why is it at the start of this global leadership platform? Because quite often we see that impact is the end result. So shouldn't it be in the end, like, okay, you become a global leader, you have the right position, and then you can create impact. But I think that impact is the starter. And yes, it circles around, so it comes back in the end as an end result. But I think that your why, it is called quite often your why are you doing this? Why you want to achieve something? What gets you out of bed in the Monday morning in the start of the week and it's raining outside and you don't want to go to the office? What is your why? Why are you doing that? And as a leader, what is it you share with your team? What is it you share with them that inspires them, that motivates them, and get them out of bed in the Monday morning? And what is the result or the impact they are achieving? So I think impact is a thriver. It's something that really makes us thrive. And it is about you. It is really diving into yourself and asking yourself that one question. What is it what I am about? What is it I want to create in the world? We're human beings, we are creators. We are made to shape and bring the formless into form. You start with a big dream, you have an idea. You know, have you ever been in Paris or another main city? We have some beautiful old cities here in Europe. But can you imagine how that was made? How that came into existence? It started with a dream. It started with an idea. Someone had the idea to build that city. And yes, it took years and probably ages to build that. But all these old beautiful buildings started with one thing, a formless energy called an idea. And what I see quite often in my work, that if someone is very connected with that, and sometimes so connected, it's quite obvious they don't even talk about it because that is what they do it for. If they are so connected with that idea, it brings them energy. And quite often when I see people that are bored out, burned out, you know, not inspired anymore, it shows in the physical system because they're not connected with this inner wisdom, this inner dream. And so when I start working with the client, or we start working together for a year or something, you know, to really find that one opportunity that is the start or a stepping stone on their career path, I always start with this. Sometimes we need to spend a whole day on that, and maybe even longer. So don't expect that after watching this video you have the answer to that question. But it's very important to go in there for yourself and find that spark that lights you. What is the spark that gives you the energy and the resilience and the enjoyment in your work and in your life? So what I see in that is that you really have to be in a space of calmness. It doesn't come from thinking. You can think of an idea, it should be this or that. No, it's a dream. It's a different kind of energy. It's like a feeling. And when you are connected with that, you can feel it. And that is your compass you're going to use later on. So this video is not here to share, to find it. As I said, that's a longer process. This video is here as a start of this module, this learning module in the Global Leadership Platform, to see some impact that others created. If you're going to look at the videos from Mike where she says shares about her work with UNICEF. Her love is there to give kids all over the world a better life. That is the impact she wants to create. That is where she wants to be of value. And whatever it takes, and wherever they send her, she goes. And it doesn't matter how big the mess is, or how you know, I would just cry if I would go there, but she doesn't. She knows what to do. She's a professional. But it is the impact, the end result, getting kids in a better position, feed them, take care of them, bring them back to their mom, whatever it takes. That is her impact. That is her big why. And when you talk to her, you can almost feel her. She's so energetic when she talks about it. But it can also be completely different things. So it's finding that answer in yourself. And we sometimes make it too big. Like, I can't save children all over the world. No, but you can save one. Or, I can't create the big impact I want to have. Yes, but you can do it for one person. And maybe as a leader, it's as simple as, I want my team members to go home in the evening with a good feeling. I want to be there for my team. I love building. I love building a team. I love building an institute. Or maybe it's, you're more in, for instance, I know some people that work in a legal area, and it's all about justice. You know, even if just one file is done well, and there's justice done to that person or in that situation, that is what they want to do. That is where they get the energy from. That is their impact they want to have. So yes, as a global leader, we see very big challenges out there. You know, wars going on all over the world. There's hunger all over the world. There's refugees. There's so much that you almost get paralyzed. But I think if you and you and you and me are all doing what we are best at, and we do it to create impact in the world, we can achieve quite a lot. And it doesn't have to be big, because we're going to do it together. And some people say, yeah, like it's the millennial thing, you know, it's those kids, they want to have impact. No, it's not. I can see it at every age. I can see it at every age. And what I see is that when leaders have been working in an organization, and it's just about the dollars, that's fine for a period of time in their life. But big global leaders, you know, they want to have impact in another way as well. It's not just about the dollars, or it is just a period of time about the dollars. And we need some dollars, you know. If you want to take care of children, you need to buy milk, or you need to buy food, or you need to do things. Yeah, that takes money. So money is not a word that can't be impactful. Yes, it can. Money is part of that. So it's very important to connect with that part in yourself, where the answer is to the question, where do you want to have impact in? And being honest, sometimes that changes a bit. What I can see is that people, as I said, sometimes it's making money, or sometimes when they have kids for themselves, that changes and think, oh, kids are the future. I want to have impact in that part. Or I'm more senior now. It's time for me to step back in being active, being less active, and being less about executing myself. I want to share my knowledge. You know, I've been out there for many years. I've got my results. I learned my lessons. And now I can help a young startup company. You know, they're a startup, they have brilliant ideas. And I would just want to participate in that and share my wisdom and my knowledge so they can sell their product. And I don't have to be that active in the business myself anymore, but I'm the connector, I'm the advisor, I'm to support them. I share my knowledge. So it's very good to every now and then challenge yourself in this part. And day to day, being busy, being a manager, being a CEO in your role as a global leader, you sometimes forget. But the moment you do that, there's a signal inside that tells you you're losing the connection with the impact you want to have. You feel drained, you feel tired, you feel like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm just, there's a little fire over here and there's something challenging over there. Go back to yourself. Is it still in line with the impact you want to create? And I, for myself, challenge myself every now and then. Am I still on my path? Am I still doing the things I really want to do? Am I creating the impact I want to have? And building this global leadership platform is part of the impact I want to have. Because what I see is that there is a lot of hardworking people out there, and I would love to connect them. And it was a challenge to build all of this and to create all of this. And I had to show resilience in that. I had to show that I really wanted this. I was challenged in it. Then I go back to myself. I remember myself when I was a kid, I would go play outside. We lived in a beautiful area in the east side of the Netherlands, near to the German border. And I was very, very privileged. I was living in nature. There were animals all around me, farm animals, but also wild animals. I biked to school, which is very common in the Netherlands. You bike to school, and I would go through the woods. And be honest, I was a bit late sometimes because I just sit at the riverside. There was a little water, and the animals came there in the early morning to drink. And I just sit there in silence and saw the young deers and watched them. And I wanted to see the difference. I was very, very focused on, is that a young of that mother? Or when I looked at flowers, I could see the little difference in this. It looks like that, but it's a little bit this. I like to determine it, to dive in, to understand. And that grew from nature to humans. I always just loved humans. I could see their talents. I could see their qualities. When I had friends at school, I told them, you're so good at that. And they looked at me and said, like, yeah, but my teacher, and he said, I should do this. And I said, no, look at yourself. You're so friendly to your classmates. Or you're such a good football player. I could always see that difference in people. And I always loved that. And I love to watch. I just am an observer by nature. That is my talent. And that is the impact I want to have. I want to invite you to stay through to that spark in yourself. I can see you, I can support you. I love to support all leaders over the world and say, don't go for the expectation. Don't go for others what they expect of you. Go inside. What did you do as a child? What did you love to do? What is it you're good at? And knowing that, knowing your strength, and in these days, we can use the Strength Finder as an assessment to find it. But knowing yourself, what your strengths is, what your qualities are. Maybe you can see the flap over. I always start with that diamond. We're all born, we all have this diamond inside. That's how you are born, that is how you were, what you came into the world with. There's a little spark in there. There's a quality in there, there's a quality in you, and there's a quality in me. And if we all would live from that particular quality, imagine what will happen in the world then. So I don't have to go big. I don't have to work with important people. I want to spark you and remember you and your diamond inside. You know, we so often talk about, particularly in psychology, disorders and people, things are wrong with people. But I would love to point out that when I cut my finger, you know, I maybe have to put a plaster on it. But it will heal by itself. That's how we are made. We are made so well. And you are made with so many talents. There's a place for you on this earth. You are made to take that place. And if something happened, you know, you have this healing quality. And yes, I have some scars on my body. You maybe also, you know, sometimes there's an injury and we call it a trauma or whatever. Yeah, that happens. It happened to me as well, physically and emotionally. But I'm whole. I'm a human that can heal. And so can you. And what I notice is that the most tough times in my life, there were pointers pointing me in the direction of that part in my life where I really wanted to have impact. Going back to the child I once was, the child that wanted to be out in nature, that wanted to connect to the animals. Those days there were animals. I could see the difference in them. I could appreciate the difference in them. And that is what I made my job of. You know, I tried other stuff, by the way. And I've been doing quite a lot of beautiful things. But that is where I get my energy from, day in, day out. And if you for yourself can connect to that part inside of you, I wonder if everyone would do that, how the world would look like. So besides all your skills and talents, your competences, it is important to find your why. Because it is like going on an adventure. Your why tells you in what direction to go. And your skill, your qualities, your competences, your educations, your experiences in life and work, that is your equipment that helps you on your way. But the direction you go in, that is in the direction of your what some people call the North Star. Your North Star is the impact you want to create, in what direction you want to create impact. That is your why. And all the other equipment, like your skills and education and all of that, is what you need to get there. And it is important to get clarity on that impact to be a good leader. Because if you are inspired by that, people can feel it. People can feel where you come from. You're not driving them or pushing them to get things done. You can inspire and invite them to be part of the thing you want to create. And that is how you together as a team can create real change in the world. And particularly in the process of applying for opportunities or in your career or career transition, it's important to get clear for yourself first what your story is about. Because people can feel that. Maya Angelou, very beautiful, translated that in a quote which will be here in the area of impact on the Global Leadership Platform. And Maya Angelou said, people will not remember what you told them. People won't remember what you did. But what they will remember is how you make them feel. And when you are connected with that part in you, where you can feel that impact for yourself, you are in that space. And when you apply, or you network, or you just go out shopping, live your life, whatever you do, if you are true to yourself and connected with that part, You see opportunities. You see opportunities to live that. And you see opportunities to give others the feeling of that. And when you have an interview, you know, when you apply for an opportunity and you have an interview and you give all the right answers, but you can't give that from the feeling inside of you, they will notice. They will say you're not authentic, or they need to feel your spark. And I was just talking with Tristan. There are videos from Tristan on this platform, so find them please. He's working the representative in the Brussels. And he shared a beautiful, in the conversation, he said, when you don't have clarity on this, in the networking, people will recognize that. Get clarity on this part. Know what you are about. And it's not just your education or your CV. No, it's the story behind it. So we will set a link in so you can find this. So that is where I would love to start. And I hope I inspire you by sharing this. And spend some time, quietness in yourself. Go for a walk, whatever you love to do, to be quiet. And maybe you have clarity about it. You know, some people are very clear and find it. But if you feel a bit lost, not energized in the job you're doing, get clarity around this as well. And reach out. Maybe I can support you. Maybe there's someone here you can share about. Maybe your partner or who else. And sometimes, I'll be honest, it happened by accident, you know, to find it again. Yesterday I was talking to someone that wanted to participate here on the platform, and we didn't know one another well, so we were talking and he shared about his children. And one of them, he said my son was never a good student. He went to university and couldn't find his way and thinking about stopping, and you know, you could see the child being unhappy with his heart for a dad. And then he said somehow he found his purpose. Somehow, Dad, I found it. This is what I want to do, and this is what I want to be part of. It energized him. He started studying, he started finding things to do. It energized him. And even now it's a few years, he said, he has all big ideas and big dreams, what he wants to do. And for some people, this is a struggle. Sometimes it's like by this young boy, it happened by this young man, it happened by lightning almost, in the way that Dad described it. But sometimes you just follow your curiosity. Elizabeth Gilbert spoke about that. It's a very beautiful video about it, where she says, follow your curiosity. Some people don't have the clarity about, like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. I have a purpose. I know what in the world I want to have impact in. And you know what? When we're really looking for it, we do it with our head. We're so tense about it that the heart can't speak. So, as I said, if you really don't know, please reach out. Sometimes I spend a day, I give a workshop, we do it in a group, or I can do it one-on-one with you. There are some exercises and some, I would say, a process. It's not about the exercises. We use the exercises in the process to dive in. Because when you are connected with that part, you can create impact in the world. And I think if everyone does his or her bit about creating impact, I guess we would have a beautiful world. And I guess we are having a beautiful world. So thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.